Hello friends and welcome back to my shop. So this video, I've actually been shooting it for a long time and I have a bunch of B-roll on it because it's all been unsuccessful until now. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm anodizing titanium into more extreme colors. In the past, I've always done blue and gold and purple and very simple colors that you've seen on my website a million times. And I've never offered crazy colors because in order to do that, you need a high voltage DC supply, which I didn't have, and you need a way to prep the titanium before that to get the vibrant colors. So yeah, this was like as vibrant as I could get in the higher voltage purples before experimentation, and this is it after. If you can't tell, this one's way better. So the quick answer to this is when you're doing titanium anodizing in the low voltage colors like 40 volts and below, you don't really need anything fancy. You can clean the titanium really well and you can get your blues and your purples and your golds and your bronzes pretty easily. To get the high voltage like pinks and greens and high voltage purples and high voltage blues, you're gonna need to prep the surface first. If you're American, this is where it's easy. Rust and Stain Remover made by Winx, which I believe is a company of Rust-Oleum, it contains hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric acid will etch the surface of titanium. It'll prep it for proper anodizing, and you can use that. You can get it at your local hardware store and just, don't melt your face off, but go to town. If you're in Canada or if you're in anywhere else in the world, we ban the use of hydrofluoric acid in consumer products because it's considered a strong oxidizer or a strong acid. So I've been reading anyways. So they put this acid in place of it, which doesn't work for titanium. And I know that because I tried it. I tried it cold and I tried it hot. I can also get hydrochloric acid. I tried that cold, I tried that hot. And I can also get 30% hydrogen peroxide from a chemical supplier here from my float tank days. I tried that cold and I tried that hot. The hydrogen peroxide in high concentration and the hydrochloric acid in high concentration at elevated temperatures like 80 degrees Celsius worked, just wouldn't work consistently. I could get like a good purple once and then it would just kind of be mottled and weird looking the next time. So this whole time I had multi-etch on order, which is an actual proper chemical made for this purpose. I can also buy the raw ingredients to multi-etch, but it cost more to me to get it shipped to my location than just to buy the regular product right from the source. So yeah, that's why I went through this whole procedure. I was just impatient and I was waiting, trying to find another way around the horse, but yeah, I couldn't find one that works nearly as good as multi-etch, which is probably why it exists as a product. So the new bolt action minis that are in progress right now are all titanium, which means I can anodize every single part of them. But I wanted to see how the finish options would play out with the different colors, and I wanted to get my color spectrum all dialed in. So to do that, I needed a bunch of titanium slugs. I could easily just part a bunch of titanium slugs on the lathe and blast them and then just roll with that. But I don't want a bunch of colorful titanium slugs that do me nothing. So what I ended up making were these little itty bitty keychain pocket pull kind of things. So a magnet gets pressed into the bottom there. Two of them click together. You can put a key ring through one side. That way, even if they all turned out terribly, for my purposes, I could use them around the house and on my keychains and whatnot. And if they turned out well, I could possibly sell them. So it was a win-win in my situation. Once I had all the parts machined, I basically took them down to my old shop, which is now my blasting and grinding room. I have my glass blasting cabinet hooked up to a shop vac, so there's basically no dust that comes out of that thing. And I took all the titanium parts and just glass bead blasted them, which is kind of cool because you get like sparks coming off it as the metal ablades away. Ablades is cool because that's the space term. Anyways, blasted all those and then basically cleaned them all and then brought them back up to this big shop where I could play my anodizing experiments. And that's what we'll splice in here because that's way more interesting. So basically what you're looking at is the one chemical, the multi-etch, is sitting in a double boiler, which is just keeping it heated. And then I have some distilled water rinses and then the anodizing bath hooked up to a high voltage supply. And just by varying the voltage, you build up the oxide layer on titanium, and that's how you get the wild different colors. You can get everything from blues to pinks to purples to greens to golds to just all kinds of craziness. You can't get red. That's one color you really can't get. But you can get some super vibrant colors. The colors I was most interested in were like pink, purple, blurple, green, slime green, bronzes. I want the wild Skittle colors because I think that'll make some really, really cool pens. Like straight unicorn vomit is what I've said like a million times. That's what I'm going for. I don't want like subdued colors. I want loud colors. And that's definitely what I'm able to achieve so far. So yeah, once we do this on a pen, it's going to look amazing. And with all the finishing out of the way, we basically ended up with something like this. So these I'm calling mag beads for right now. I've actually had enough interest in these over the last week or so through Instagram that I will be selling some of these. So they'll be available on my site under extras. Yeah, 2 pieces of titanium and the magnets in the end are N52 grade neodymium magnets, the same magnets I put in all my pens. Together they have about just over 1 kilo of attraction force, which is just over 2 pounds, which is plenty for a set of keychains. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how they're fun to play with too. The other thing is one of these is proud, one of these is recessed, and that's done for a reason so that when they index together, they don't come apart, like they just rotate, they don't slide. But by controlling the polarity of the magnets, and by controlling the polarity of the magnets on all my pens, or on the flux pens, the tips attract to the pocketed side of the little keychain here. So yeah, if you have a flux pen, it'll work with that. That's kind of something I had planned, like way back in the day. And not for this specific product, but for just things like this in general. So I could play with magnets, because magnets are fun. Stickers came in. So my new retro space vibey stickers, because any opportunity I have to tie space into what I do, I'm going to take it. I'm a big space dork, and the starship stuff is really interesting to me, and I might have been watching the Starship tour as I was drawing this, so that rockets were on my mind. But yeah, so if you buy one of these, or you buy one of my pens, you get a fancy sticker with it. Or if you want to think of it the other way, if you buy a sticker, you get a pen or a thing with it. Ooh. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.